Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of the Witchin' Knittin' Mama podcast. I'm Nicole. You can find me on Instagram as witchin_knittin_mama and on Ravelry as Sea Turtle Girl, GRRL, not GIRL. Welcome back to the June roundup. So I'm going to try and make this short and sweet. I don't want to drag it on forever, but we've got a lot to go through. So let's just jump right in. States blanket. I had one square finished for the month of June. This is Maryland. This one right here is beautiful pink. Came from Melissa at Rising Tide Fiber Co. So this makes number 11 out of 50 that we finished. Melissa was so kind and gave us 5 different minis and a candle and a book. And the book is actually one that my boys love to read. So that one has a very special place in my heart. But we're slowly getting through the States right now. Things have been a little crazy between projects, sample knitting, and test knit that I signed up for. So let's just keep going. Sample knitting. I was picked to sample knit a couple of items for Fiona K Knits on Instagram. If you're not following her, go check her out. She's a fairly new dyer to the scene. And she's got her first big Fiber Fest coming up here, I believe at the end of July. So definitely check her out. She sent me Sparkle Motion, which is this gorgeous, it's almost a light pink with neon speckles in it. It's really pretty. And she sent me this one, which a name I can't remember off the top of my head, and I apologize for that. It's dark, super dark. It's showing up a little bit brighter than it actually is from the backlight. It's actually a pretty dark purple and blue. This one is going to be a Secret Skein bandana by Dennis Knits, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I'll link it down below at some point. And then Sparkle Motion got turned into a ghost. And so this is the Grim Grinning Ghost by Susan Claudino on Ravelry. She is No Knit Sherlock on Instagram. And everybody knows how much I love these patterns. And of course, Fiona was like, yes, knit me a ghost. So this one is on her Squishy DK. The other one is her fingering weight. But I did the 24mm Rosebud Masquerade Eyes from Suncatcher Craft Eyes, the lovely Danielle. So they match perfectly, and I actually showed her a small reel of them in the sunlight, so you could see how with the sort of the bottoms of them catch the blue green in the speckles. So they turned out to be absolutely perfect for this baby. I'm so happy to see them go someplace good. So hopefully we can get that Secret Skein done and back to Fiona before her Fiber Fest. All right, and that brings me to whips. So this is one of my whips. This is the Shoreline Tank by Bree at the Little Wolf Knits. This is a new tank that she's designing. And I know it doesn't look like much right now. But I've finished the straps, the back panel, working on the scoop, and the body is what I'm on right now. I am currently using Hobbii Dahlia Halloween, and I'm not sure what this colorway is. It's number 5, but it's this really pretty kind of emerald green, goes into a lighter green, into orange, and then to a light purple, and then a dark purple. And so I'm definitely going to knit this past the recommended length. It seems to be the common consensus among the testers at this point, but I'm loving it. And this yarn, it is not plied. This is my first time working with cotton yarn, so I'm not sure if you can see that. It's kind of splitty, but it's not terrible to work with, and when it's knit up, it's incredibly soft. I am considering getting more of these when Hobbii releases their Halloween yarn for this year, if they have them again. Definitely looking forward to that. And it is living in my new Ginger Snaps project bag. This one, I can't remember the name of this specific bag, but I wanted a Shark Week bag so bad. So I got one, and I love it. Look at it. And it actually has a matching sock. It's called a sock set, but it has a matching cake holder. And I'm going to pull this out from the Ripple Camisole. See how cute that is? And it fits 100 grams perfectly. correctly. This was a brand new skein. I haven't touched this one yet, so yes, I love that. But this is too small for the big honkin' 200-gram cake. So I just put it in here, and that way it's living in 2 different projects. I love it. I love it. Shark Week's one of the best weeks of the year. So been living through my Shark Week bag. And it doesn't help that the oldest goblin is currently obsessed with sharks. Like, sharks are life right now. So we have a lot of sharks floating around the house, and he actually, he will come up to me and show me, "Shark, mama, shark." That's right, buddy, shark. So we're doing good. That leads me to my next whip. The Ripple Camisole is almost done. It's almost done. Let's see if I can get that all the way back there. There we go. I hit a sort of snafu on this, which is my own fault and something I really need to be careful with. When using electronic patterns on my tablet, I accidentally switched the sizes in the middle of doing the cups for the front, and I picked up too many stitches to do the decreases for the straps, and so the back actually does not have enough stitches to do the decreases in the backs the way it's supposed to, the way it was written. So I modified it. I did 3 rows of the 3x3 ribbing, and then did a modified stretchy bind off on the top, and that brought it up just enough to cover the back bra strap. And what I'm doing is basically just knitting the straps to length at this point, and I'm just gonna 3 needle bind off on the back, and so that should help me get it to where I need to be. Completely my fault for not paying attention to that sizing. So I might make another one in the future. I don't know. This is a lot. 3x3 ribbing is a lot, especially 13 and a half, 14 inches of it. But it looks good, and it looks good on. So I'm ready to get this one finished. As soon as I get the shoreline tank done, I'm going to finish this one. This yarn was April Showers by Cozy Cauldron Creations. And this was my Gothy Pride tank that I did not finish in time for Pride Month. So it's okay. We'll get it there. I love it. We'll get it done before summer's over. Good enough for me. I'm right at a skein. That's all I've got left on this first ball. So I think it's going to take the entire ball, and then I want to make a hair ribbon from Wool & Pine's new pattern series that they put out with the hair accessories. I do not know what it is off the top of my head, but I can certainly link it down below. So those are my whips. My only finished object was our ghost, which is a finished object is a finished object. So hopefully we'll have some more finished objects for July's roundup. And then that leads us to acquisitions, which are brewing in my cauldron. So lots of acquisitions. June was not a good month for stash in, stash out. I did stash out. I don't have my notebook that has all of my numbers in it, but I think it was right around 10 that I sold or gifted. So one of my skeins of Lollipop Halloween yarn went to go live with Amy Marie Knits. She's going to make me a pair of Granny Square socks, I think is what they're called. So that was one out. I sold several skeins. I sold several Caron cakes. But yeah, so acquisitions, skeins out, somewhere in between. But let me jump right into it. Let's start with Craft by the Fate. This is the lovely Phoenix. This is her Shark Week sock set called I Never Knew My Father. Or, yeah, I never knew my father. That's what Bruce says in Finding Nemo. I love this yarn. It's so pretty. I'm actually considering knitting my first pair of socks with this. I know, gasp, shock all. I can hear the gasps coming from the fiber cult right now. So, considering that, Shark Week starts next week, I think. So I might have time to look at shorty sock patterns and maybe do like toes in the cuff or toes and heels in the cuff. And try my hand and see if I enjoy it, but I really love this color. Super happy with it. Phoenix also gave, she sold me these two on her Impressionist base. This is Gothic by Pride. I wanted more of the kind of grungy, gothy, alternative Pride colorways with speckles, so with more black in there, and that's what she came up with. And so she let me purchase both of these from her, and I'm super grateful. I think these may be a tee of some sort. I'm not 100% sure. I'm currently vibing all over Little Wolf Knits summer tees, so this is probably going to happen in a t-shirt of some sort. And then that brings us over to more of Fiona K Knits. She had an absolutely fantastic Pride line this year, and it was just amazing. It was absolutely amazing. She's got, I think pre-orders are closing soon so that she can prepare for her Fiberfest. So if you're interested in any of these, go ahead and jump over to her Etsy and get those orders in. So this was Pride 2023. This is on her squishy DK base. I just love those neons. Ah, they're so good. This one is destined to become a ghost. I'm gonna order special eyes from Danielle to do our Pride ghost. So that one's destined to be a Grim Grinning Ghost. And then she sent me, as part of the sample knitting I'm doing, she sent me one skein of the soft sock in By the Way, another By Pride colorway. Again, with the sort of darker alternative type feel to it. Not sure what I'm going to do with this one yet. It wants to be something. It needs to be something. It's gorgeous. But then I also ended up ordering 3 on her squishy DK base of the same colorway, because I was not sure if the yarn that I'm using for the Shoreline tank would be adequate for that project. So I'm going to end up making a second one. I'm going to use these on that project, which I'm really excited about because it's a pretty easy pattern. It's 1 by 1. I'm not going to give a whole bunch of details out. Check it out when it comes out. So that will definitely be the Shoreline, a second Shoreline tank. So yeah, I think that's all of my acquisitions. Nothing too crazy going on. And not a lot of time for knitting. Norovirus ripped through our house. I was out of commission for about 4 days. The baby goblin was out for about 2 or 3 days. So it was pretty gnarly. Not a lot of time for knitting. Just gross. Wash your hands, people. Wash your hands. That's all I gotta say about that. But I'll keep this short. Be sure to check back in a couple days. I will have some information on my very first make-along. I hope you guys will join me for the 100 Days of Halloween make-along that starts on July 23rd. I've got all kinds of prizes that I will talk more about in a separate post. I don't want to go into too many details, but I hope that you guys will keep out for that, and I'll post the hashtag and you'll follow the hashtag. So if you enjoy watching me, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you in a couple days. Bye guys.